Genghis Khan had endless women and 200 children as a reward for conquest. He tweeted, "I'm the most searched man on the planet. I've conquered Earth. I'm the highest status male on the planet. Females do not expect loyalty from me. They only expect that of lesser men." Then there was this: imagine having less than 10 children because you're who doesn't have 4 wives. Genetic failures. Finally, if a girl follows me and she's hot and I see a single picture of her in a private jet, it's block. Women can't afford jets. Women are all brokies. Why are you flying around on some man's jet? You should have been a virgin when I met you. Haram. All right, Andrew Tate. Now you're getting very near the knuckle with some of those tweets.
Am I?
You tell me.
I don't think so. I think people can understand they're semi-satirical. I think people can understand.
Do you mean them as jokes or do you mean them?
No, I don't mean them as jokes. I mean, they're a overall public commentary and observation. I do mean what I say. If I were to see a girl on a private plane on Instagram, for example, I would assume that a man put her on that private plane. I would not assume she bought it herself.
What if it was...
Perhaps that makes me misogynistic.
What if it was Ariana Grande or Beyonce?
Well, that's slightly different, isn't it?
Why?
Because they're famous and very rich.
Women?
Yeah, of course, and they're famous and very rich. But
so there are lots of women wouldn't think that if you actually saw them on
if I saw a 19-year-old girl from Moldova where the average wage is $200 a month and she was on a private jet, I would assume that with the balance of probabilities, considering I'm an adult, it's very likely because of her beauty, a man has put her on that private plane. Yes, if that makes me misogynistic instead of just perspicacious enough to understand how the world works, so be it. I'm a realist.
Should you be such a generalist about these things?
Well, you have to be a generalist when you're looking for in the balance of probabilities and trying to find balance in the world. You have to be a generalist. In general, if I stroke a lion, it's going to bite my hand. In general, there might be a nice one, but I don't want to find out. So that's how the world works.
You've praised the Taliban in the past. Would you do so again tonight?
The world is not black and white.
I'm going to pause it right there. And I just saw this video here pop up here today. It's probably been out for a while. But look what Piers Morgan has to say about Andrew Tate. I think he have just become a fan. You guys tell me what you think. Check this out.
Jordan Peterson, I think, is a good role model for men. I think when I listen to him, I think he makes a lot of sense. He's a very smart guy. He's really thoughtful about it all. Andrew Tate is a totally different animal in the sense I've interviewed him several times now. Obviously, he's very smart in a sort of streetwise way. It may turn out he's a criminal. And if he is, I'll be the first to castigate him and we'll judge him on the result of this legal process. But there's no doubt that when I listened to him, about 60-70% of the stuff he was saying, actually, I felt he was right about. There's no doubt to me about that. It's the other 30% is the problem, and that's putting aside whatever crimes he may have committed. But in terms of the rhetoric which has inspired young men, it wasn't all bad by any means. What? In a way, he's sort of saying, stand up for yourselves and don't allow yourselves to be browbeaten into believing that everything that's male is toxic.
Wow. Hearing that from Piers Morgan is very strange. But I heard this interview here. This lady was talking about how she got in contact with Andrew Tate. But check it out.
Would you say that you are a victim of human trafficking?
It's very difficult because I don't feel like a victim. I mean, all the choices I made were of my free will. He didn't, bundle me up in a bag, throw me in the back of a lorry and drive me there. Ultimately, the choices I made were my own. But he knew what he was doing, and he's the most manipulative person on the planet, I'm sure of it. At what point does the emotional or psychological manipulation turn into being forced to do something?
What you guys think? I know it's a big case. I know he's in jail right now, but he may be out tomorrow, next week. I don't know what's going to happen. But I would like to read some of the comments, and thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel.